Dave.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Over Coffee, our morning talk show on the Long Island Tabletop Streaming Network, where we talk about games or just about anything else.
Did you say network?
Network, didn't I?
I thought you said network.
Maybe I did. Maybe my tongue got stuck in the
Listen, network is a union job, okay? Network is a union job, and there are people out there that are red and blue and white, and we can't really tell which network people are doing.
What?
Fair
enough. I'm Game Master Dave, and I'm here with, that was Doug, by the way, Rich and John here chatting about stuff. So come chat with us live right here on Twitch or watch us later on YouTube. And we'd love to hear about some comments, questions, topics, whatever you want to hear about. So I have gotten a chance to play some Dominions 5. What else have I been playing? Stratomatic Baseball. What have you guys been playing over the weekend?
We were supposed to play something over the weekend?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily. I hope you got a chance to play something.
No, I didn't play.
We need to get together and play something together as a group.
Yeah. No.
Well, we did talk about
we don't even like each other on air.
I mean, but you know what the difference? The difference is on air, we're behind a screen and we're all tough guys.
Oh, I see. I see how it works.
Speaking of tough guys, I went back to Taekwondo last night, first time in months.
He's saying, speaking of tough guys, because he went back for the first time in months, he's in pain right now.
Yeah.
Actually, they went very, very easy on me because it's been a while and because of the mask. Because you have to wear a mask, and so it was a lot tougher than I anticipated, and I was so uncoordinated. Like, oh my god, it's only been a couple of months. It hasn't been years.
Right.
So Rich played Jackie Chan this week. That was his game.
Oh, I'm telling you, it felt good. I felt good afterwards, so that was
good.
It was a good thing. It's time to reverse anything that this pandemic has done to us. Reverse it and go backwards.
If I reverse it, I'll gain 40 pounds. I'm not about that.
40 pounds.
I lost 50 pounds during the pandemic.
Yeah? Where'd you lose it?
Yeah. I think you found it.
I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't go up 50, but I will tell you that I back 25.
Jeez. Well, I mean, listen, like I remember distinctly 5 years ago that you were like, or 5 years ago now almost, right? It was like end of 2016, early 2017. Like you were all about like the keto and the exercise and everything, and you started shredding pounds like it was no one's business. So you need to get back on that train. That's all.
I actually have. That's what over the last couple of weeks I've lost 5 pounds, and then I headed back to Taekwondo yesterday.
See, that's all you need to do. Just get back on the train.
So I'm gonna go just once a week for a couple of weeks, and then I'll bump it up to twice, and then 3 times a week back to where I was.
So. Actually, what I'm doing, I ordered a standing desk for my apartment.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm ordering a bicycle desk, actually, right? So this is an interesting one.
So you got to stream that.
Oh, of course. Well, here's the thing: is like the cool thing about the bicycle desk, right? Is it's just like a little thing where you can put it up and you kind of sit upright, and it's kind of like an upright bicycle.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like when I'm on meetings and I need to have, or when I'm doing like a lot of work, I have to be at my standing desk. But when I'm at a meeting and I don't really need a lot around me and I just need to be paying attention or type something, I'm going to go onto my bicycle desk, and I'm on meetings sometimes 5, 6, 7 hours a day. I'm not going to go to my bicycle desk that long, obviously, because it's impossible. But I think this day and age with, like I understand that everyone has a desk job, except for Dave here, right? Dave doesn't sit at a desk all day. He gets to walk, a lot from door to door. Yes, you get to stay in wonderful shape, right? I sit in front of a computer. Rich sits in front of a computer. We live stagnant lifestyles, so 8 to 10 hours a day, we're not moving.
Right.
We are just not moving. And I can feel it. I don't know about you, Rich, but I can feel it in my joints. I can feel it in my muscles that I'm not moving, that I'm just not using anything. That I can feel just like the just putrefaction of
I
my body.
I felt it last night. So I get up a lot more.
Mhm.
We interviewed somebody yesterday, and in the middle of the interview, I got up and I was standing. I moved my chair out in front of my desk. Yeah, I agree with you. Um, so Zynar says, why call it an upright bike? There are no lay down bicycles. Actually, that's not exactly true.
Yeah, you're wrong, buddy.
There's sit down bicycles.
Mm.
There are.
And there
But
and there is something that you similar where you are almost laying down on
well,
a bicycle.
I was calling those sit down bicycles. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the same thing, same thing. So they
Yeah.
do actually have them. That's why they call them upright. As stupid as that is. Sorry,
There you
Zynar.
go.
Oh, but actually, I think that the other difference, there are two sitting types, right? There's the sitting type where you are straight forward, your legs are straight in front of you for like just the stationaries.
True.
And then the upright is the one where so your legs are moving forward and the wheels and the pedals are like kind of in front of you. And then the upright is where the seat is located over the pedals.
So almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and that's something that's true. That's something that's true. That's why they have scatter diagrams or grenade tosses and
That's right.
RPGs.
And RPGs, that's right.
Rich, if you want to throw grenades, I've got tons of fun things we can do.
That was from Zynar.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. So then Zynar, if you want to throw grenades, listen, I've got CO2 airsoft powered grenades. All right, with shells. We can do this all day long. I got 24 shells. Well, at least 24 times. All right. So we could do it 24 times throughout the day. They're loud and they're fun.
And we can what we'll do is we can actually see if almost counts. Don't hit the target.
Everyone has to wear
go near the target. Let's see if that counts. And in horseshoes, you still got to be pretty close.
Well,
which is why I guess almost counts.
Horseshoes is a really, it's a game. We're talking about games right now.
Right, but like horseshoes and the reason why I say almost counts with a hand grenade is if you almost hit the target, you still hit the target because boom.
Because you could walk your horseshoe in.
No, because in hand grenades, they go boom, and there's a 10-foot kill radius. So if it's almost there, it's probably still
So Zynar was making a jab at the naming, not the actual bicycle type. English is a dumb language sometimes. It is. It's one of the few languages that I know that you can you can say things that you can't write down.
You want me to do a news topic, and then I think John's got a topic.
Oh my God, Dave! Fine, do a news topic.
Do the news, and then we can I don't know what John wants to talk about, but whatever I was reading last night was I felt like I was reading like the John Connor Chronicles.
All right. Let Dave do the news topic. We'll never get
cool from tabletop gaming news. Without encounters, dungeons are just some twisty passages with the occasional bit of loot. It's the monsters that make the whole endeavor interesting. And if you're struggling to come up with new ones for your party, there is now Endless Encounters, Dungeons, a new RPG supplement up on Kickstarter. So you can check that out. Endless Encounters on Kickstarter. So I thought that was interesting. And then also the delightful Dave Taylor. I don't know if he's delightful. I just grabbed this from somewhere else. But Dave
Taylor.
The what?
The nefarious Dave
Taylor will soon be launching another Kickstarter for a new series of books all about making your miniatures. Hey, I grabbed this because of Doug. All about making your miniatures look as amazing as possible.
They're called evading the cops.
There you go. They're called the Art of ... series, and they'll bring you insights into miniature modeling and painting from some of the industry's greatest artists. So there you go, Doug. Check that out on Kickstarter. If you don't know already, Doug has a Thursday night miniature painting show called Watching Paint Dry right here on LITT. That's the Art of on Kickstarter.
There was a couple guys that were doing kind of like an Art of kind of thing on Kickstarter, and it kind of bothered me. So I'll give you my thoughts when you're done.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll knock out one more, and then we'll go to John. I think has a topic. He wanted us to remind him. There you go. From Dice Tower News, per an artist in the Nerdist e-zine, Nerdist, Marvel Villainous is finally adding.
Funny.
Well, there you go. Marvel's Villainous is finally adding the character of Loki to the game. So if you're a fan of Marvel Villainous, Ravensburger made the announcement on April Fool's Day, but it wasn't a joke. In addition to the most requested villain, Loki, Marvel Villainous Mischief and Malice adds Madam Mask and MODOK to the game. So if you're a Marvel fan and you like the Villainous game system, this is a good addition to that. So Loki, cool.
And MODOK.
And MODOK.
MODOK.
Got a new show on Hulu, voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Oh, really? MODOK. Cool.
Speaking of Marvel, did you guys see the? Have you guys seen?
Yes.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh,
No.
so good, so good, so
Haven't
good.
yet.
It was really good.
It was so good.
Really good.
I finished
So good.
WandaVision, but I'll check out the other one definitely.
Wait. Did you guys see the
What,
announcement from phase 1 to phase 2 or whatever it is? Or like
I didn't watch the
4?
actual trailer, but I heard the announcement.
Okay, so trailer, what like in the first, so the trailer was like 4 minutes long, and the first 2 minutes was just like the first phases, right? All Iron Man through Endgame, and it brought like a tear to my eye, the way, because it was Stan Lee, obviously, it was freaking Stan Lee doing I can't with him, right? And whenever they love to prey on your emotions.
All right,
anyway,
all right. Move on, crybaby.
All right. Anyway, whoopsies! I pressed the wrong button. Oh no.
You're
but,
an ass.
Yeah, I am. But and so like they prey on your emotions that way, which is great. But in the second 2 minutes, it showed you all of the upcoming movies from now until I think it was like mid 2023, and it's just pump after pump after. They are this year alone. We get 3 movies. We get, what is it, Black Widow first, then we get I think the 10 Rings later on this year, and I think Eternals. And so that's going to be incredible. And then we got
anything that they announced that we haven't heard about?
What?
Sorry, was there anything that they announced that we hadn't heard about?
Yeah, like Black.
I was continuing.
Oh, well then quickly.
Yeah, so like we have another Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy. They're you know what? I'm done. Good. There you go. Enjoy it.
No, because I mean, like, I know they showed like that picture like a year or two ago where they're like, here's all the stuff that we have planned, and it was like, yeah, it was Captain Marvel. There was like another Ant-Man. There was that Doctor Strange movie that's being directed by Sam Raimi.
But like, they gave dates. They gave dates. That's the best part. They gave dates for those movies that you didn't have dates for before.
I like ants.
The reason why is so Courtney was at the store on Sunday dropping some stuff off. We were doing some work there, and she said, "What do you think the next Marvel character is going to be? Like the next big Marvel character is going to be that they haven't already done something with?" And it's like, well, there's a lot of different ways that they could go. The question is what do they want to focus on? I mean, it's kind of weird to think that they haven't done a standalone Hulk movie since that first one, and that one technically wasn't even a Marvel one, I don't think. That was
they did it with, so they did do a standalone Hulk movie since that. Oh wait, sorry, we're talking about two.
So it doesn't matter, but I don't know if the Hulk is as I think based off the feedback after Endgame, I don't know if the Hulk is as appealing.
He's just not a main character anymore. The way that they made him, the way that they put him in the universe, he's less of a main character. He's more of a supporting role, which is fine.
Yeah, and right, and he's fine. I think he's good. He's good there.
Yeah, I mean, their formula works. They need characters with pizzazz, and unfortunately, Mark Ruffalo has some pizzazz, but like not enough. But like you got. Right, exactly. You got Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are two comical almost, actors who or people who can play comedy.
Yeah, and you also have two. Yeah, right. I was gonna say you have two characters that you have a bunch of characters that people like, but they're all in the same movie. So,
but I mean, listen, Thor and so is Hulk with Thor and them too, right? So technically, I understand where he's coming from. I personally am not as excited as if they would announce a Hulk movie. I'd be like, well, we already did that twice, and what else can we do with Hulk?
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Hulk because it's like with Avengers Endgame, it's like, okay, like they showed like the Smart Hulk, which is something that the comics later did of how Banner kind of ties, the muscle and the mind together. But like, there's other things. There's Hulk villains that they could tap into. You
Right,
could
but
do
they're doing She-Hulk, so let them do She-Hulk so that they can give the ladies their ladies they're a superhero besides Captain Marvel, because we need a little bit more lady superheroes, right? And then I'm sure they're gonna tie in like Hulk's universe there, right? So
the other thing I completely forgot about, like just hit me like right now, like a sack of bricks, is X-Men. Now that Disney owns X-Men, they could be gearing up to do something with that. Like, how hard they jump into it is a question to find out. But like,
well,
you know why I was thinking? Because I was like, what if they did like Avengers Academy?
well they
'Cause that
can't
was a
they can't
popular line.
they can't rewind, right? So they did all those comics already, right? That like those comic universes that they've already done. They can't rewind their phases, right? We can't go back to Civil War. We can't go back to all that stuff where we include the X-Men. They have to go forward and try to introduce it correctly, or else they're going to screw everything up.
I don't know. I don't know if WandaVision is gonna have, because I didn't watch it. I wasn't really into WandaVision.
I think you should watch it.
I don't know if it's gonna have bearing on the upcoming universe, which I guess maybe it does based on what Doug's saying. But Falcon and Winter Soldier does. It does. It actually it answers a few questions. It opens up a few more, and it reintroduces a character, and then it has a nice ending, which kind of sets up a plot thread.
Oh yeah, so many plot threads.
I think with WandaVision, I think I was reading an article the other day that it's going to tie into the Doctor Strange movie.
That makes sense.
Originally Doctor Strange was supposed to show up at the end of the show, but they were like, no, we don't want to take this away from Wanda. It's her show. It would kind of suck if some other guy showed up and just saved the day at the last second, you know?
All right, I guess I'll have to take a look at. Let's see. Hold on. Let's catch up with Zynar. Because they didn't have the proper rights for the Hulk at the beginning. Yes, casualty of timing. I agree. And then when they used the name Hulk in the MCU movies in dialogue, when have they used the name Hulk?
I don't know. I think they used it kind of in passing, but not a name, just more like a description.
That actually could be a good point. The fact that they usually call him Bruce, or they usually call him the big guy, or whatever. They don't often say.
Or Banner.
But Bruce calls him Hulk.
Yeah, Bruce calls him Hulk. That's true. Bruce calls him Hulk.
Right. No, you're right.
Bruce calls himself Hulk, but others don't actually refer to him as.
No, yeah.
Now that I think about it, but I haven't. I realize I haven't seen every movie, by the way, and they keep making references once in a while, and I'm like, huh. Should probably go back and watch that.
I never saw Doctor Strange.
You're all the worst.
And I never saw. I think was it Ragnarok? That was one of them.
Cumberbatch is an American treasure, even though he's from the UK. We're gonna steal him just like we did the colonies.
Oh wow! Wow, that was kind of harsh. John, what did you want to talk about? Let's get Doug off of his.
Yeah. So the thing I wanted to talk about was it was actually a short story that was recommended in one of my weekly podcasts, and I put it on a link to everybody in messaging. And without going into too much detail, the story was a fictional, almost like a Wikipedia article, but it was a fictional recounting of the first human to like upload a full copy of their brain into like the digital space.
Nice.
And all like the pros and cons that happened with that. And originally, while the article makes it sound like it's a good thing, it kind of highlights things in a certain, not blasé way, but almost like a cold, dissociated way that really kind of highlights some of the potential problems that we might face in the future, or the ethical dilemmas of like, whether or not a full copy of your brain is a human being or equal to the same rights that you would be. Like to make it as simple as possible, they copied this guy's brain and they use it for experiments. A lot of the times they didn't care whether the copy felt pain or whatever. They were just like trying to find out how much we could push it with. It highlights even at some point that he loses a Supreme Court case that determines that copies are not human beings. And then as a result, like people then just start pirating it. They start using it in unethical experiments. They start using it in like just mass data processing capabilities. And it's like, yeah, it kind of highlights this idea that everyone thinks that digitization might be the future as a species of like, we're gonna, shrug off these meaty flesh sacks and become pure digital minds in like a space. But like you have no agency and control over any of that stuff. So like if your brain gets uploaded to a computer and it's a full copy of your brain, meaning it remembers all the stuff you remember, and to some extent it can feel, what is the downside to that? And it's like, yeah, you could be trapped completely out of your control by the whims of whoever just owns the PC.
Unless you can evolve yourself, because now you're a consciousness trapped in a PC, so you can start figuring things out, and maybe you can get out of there. Maybe you could become like that movie where what's his face, right? Where Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp starts taking over the world, it causes everyone to lose power, and then that'd be so sick. I'd be like, starting the apocalypse. What's up?
Did anybody actually read it besides Doug?
No, I did not.
I read the first couple paragraphs just to get the gist of it. Yes.
Oh my God, are you a back of the booker?
Dude, you gotta read the first three paragraphs and the last three.
Right.
What did you think?
I am not a back of the booker, but my wife is. I thought it was an interesting concept. So
you're not TJ Hooker, but your wife is?
No. Back of the booker, as in Rich, what Rich said. But I've been reading, my wife and I have been reading a lot of science fiction stuff recently. John Scalzi, a few other authors recently. So I like these short stories. If it's a short story, I like the short stories. It really makes you think about stuff.
Well, it is like an ethical dilemma because like we already have like live human beings who, in certain parts of the world are subject to, cruel working environments and situations like that. And it's like the idea that just because you're a brain in a jar is going to give you more rights or like more protections. If anything, yeah, no, it could totally just lead to additional exploitation. The only difference is that like you're trapped. You can literally not escape, or worse, they have full control over you. So, it's a scary concept because I was thinking like, at some point in the future, as we're all getting older, people are talking about exploring virtual reality and like a way of like, again, getting away from the deterioration of the body and then backing up to a space. And I always thought it'd be like, like you could do whatever, go wherever, just explore countless worlds that are created by these similar, like the Matrix. But
you mean there's an Amazon show that does that. When your body dies, your consciousness gets uploaded into this place, and you can only go to the one that based on your income level and what you chose beforehand when you're like paying for it, right? So you can go to one where it's like there is nothing there, or you can go to one where it's like freaking Club Med for dead people. You know what I mean?
Well, EVE Online uses the same concept. If you die, you got to go get into your clone in a way that and it remembers all your training and stuff like that. Your clone has been upgraded with all your training. But I also just watched I Am Legend again. I haven't seen it since the theaters, and there's a similar concept. Not a similar, it's basically experimentation. Spoilers: if you haven't seen I Am Legend yet.
If you haven't seen I Am Legend, then realistically, Rich hasn't seen some.
I couldn't hear you, Doug. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, some of the Marvel movies, but I did see I Am Legend. So.
No, I was saying I Am Legend because it's they were messing around with the whole premise of the movie is they were trying to cure cancer, and they made a virus.
And that virus wiped out the world. We should do that in the world here.
So I thought that was it. Along the same lines what John was saying is that they made this digitized brain and they're experimenting with it. I'm assuming things go rather bad.
Yeah, at some point in the story, it mentions sending the brain into space, and they know they're never going to be able to recover the brain. And also, they know that at some point the machinery is going to start breaking down because it's going to start leaking like radiation. So it's like, yeah, it's a brain that's trapped, that's like just deteriorating over time hurling through space completely alone and isolated.
So
Yeah.
Zynar piped in earlier. It was just you would need to be at least be decentralized, or you risk dying again. And then you mean I lose my hot pod for some crappy avatar? So what? So it's I didn't read it, but what's interesting, and I'm thinking about it, just thinking through it, and what came back to me is uh the Butlerian Jihad series of Dune, which takes place something like 10,000 years before Dune, and his son wrote those books. There's a trilogy of books out there, and it was all about the robot uprising. Why it explains why they're so against technology
Interesting.
and AIs. It's actually really good.
Well, if you watched Picard on Paramount Plus or CBS, online or whatever, Picard kind of starts off that way, where you see a different Star Trek future, and where synthetic life forms are no longer permitted within the Federation for reasons that I do not want to spoil in case people want to watch it.
Okay. All right.
Well,
So it's like a different. It's like different because if you remember, like the Star Trek Next Generation, you had Data, and all them synthetic life forms, right? People like that. But like then also you have to go back to, like, you remember, I don't know, Wrath of Khan and all that stuff, right? So all them synthetic. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It was interesting, and obviously Sir Patrick Stewart is still fantastic.
So I know it's a little early, but rather than jump into a new topic, let's just say, and then I'll let Dave take us home. We had a meeting this week with the whole group and the whole Twitch group, and hopefully in one of the next couple of episodes we will have more of an announcement one way or another. But we're hoping all good things are coming.
yay.
Good things. Good things.
Dave, you want to
are
bring us
coming.
home?
Yeah. Well, with that said, hey, everybody have a great rest of your week. We'll see you Friday morning at 6:30 right here, same channel. Thanks, Einar, for chatting with us again. And hope everybody has a great day in this little bit rainy, misty weather. But I guess I'm the only one that's going to experience it. The rest of you are going to be sitting at a desk. So take care and good morning.
If it'll make you feel good, I'll go outside and get the mail.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, but Dave has to deliver it first.
Oh, that's right. I gotta wait. Hurry up, Dave. I want my
Good
stuff.
morning. I said it already.
Good morning.
Oh, hurry up, Dave, for the mail. Got it.
Good morning.
God.
Good morning.
Nice. Thanks,
See you guys
everyone.
later.